everyone, this is my Zorga 4-step-4 dark profile, so let's get to it. First, we have our starter. Dream Nibbling. Still starter. Just has wins roll on if you're going second, draw a card. Very simple, pretty good. And I'm using Dream Nibbling because it's in the Zorga theme, obviously. Rancor Chain. We actually kind of care about both abilities because we can Soul Blast states to drop, so we're going to talk about both abilities. Well, I think we want to. First up, Vanguard Circle. Soul Blast to draw 2 cards, then choose a 1 order card discard or choose 2 card discard. Usually when you do the orders because you just have more cards in hand, but sometimes you need that for setup. Because we have a certain card in our hand, we want to discard it. But when we get to that card, we'll mention it. And on rear guard, if I play an order turn, he gets plus 2k. Very simple, 10k booster. Pretty simple. And that can help sometimes because we want to call more grade 1s now. Now we have Black Tears Husk Dragon, which says when it's placed on my guard, choose an order card from your top and put it in your hand. Very much get word have pretty good. Hey, continuous on rear zero. If you're playing ordering, this 5k. Like the grade 1, but this one is 5k. You want to call this less, but this is the only one a string card cannot be called. Which we will get to that card. Because it's a really good card. You will probably know about that card because it's been a while away. Now we have Mysterious Rain Spiritualist Zorga. First ability. When you play an order, you can buy an order from a drop and Alchemy Magic. Means you play both costs. When you play your hand, activates first, effect activates first, then you activate this effect from the one on the bottom. You buy for a drop. So yeah. And also he has Act Watch per turn, combos will choose an aura for a drop. I call it the rear guard circle. Oh, not aura, or uniform draw. Okay. Sorry about that. Now we run 3 more. Run 3 more Zorga. Because Persona Ride is a thing, we want the Persona Ride. Now, our other grade 3 is a card we want to call. Well, we don't have to pay for the cost, but we want 4 of it. For Rolling Prince Dragon, he has ability to drop. If you play an order this turn, you can call him through and every one of the following effects, and if you activate both. First effect, this thing is plus 10k for a turn, and other effects he's a 5k base, so pretty much, if you Alchemy Magic, he's a 15k beater with plus 1 critical, 2 criticals, so that is really strong. That is quite strong. Because having critical attackers are really good. It's really good to just help pressure opponent. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Those are grade 3s. Grade 2s we run 4. Shadow Cloak still pretty good. See, as when you place your hand, search that for an order card, reveal it. And if you do not have an order with the same name, has it in your drop, discard the reveal card. So just setting up things to having orders having your drop. And his other ability says, when you play an order, still plus 1 and this unit gets podcast turn, and if it's talking about one turn where you rears to your hand. So you don't usually use the ability, but if we were to use it, usually if we have anything with edge to battlefield abilities, we would want to flick those, like other shadow cloaks or things like that. So yeah, that's our only grade 2. So yeah, because we use what I call Prism Dragon to our row, we don't really have grade 2s. But there's some rare opportunities we have to do that, and there's a order we have just in case that. I mean, okay, now we have 4 rogue headhunters, still really good. If you put an order, plus 5, he gains plus 5k. So it's a grade 1 version of our Black Tears House Train, which is our ride line. Grade 2 ride line. And he also has ability, when he's placed, reduce next time you would play an order with Alchemy Magic by Counterblast 1. So reduce 1 Counterblast from when you Alchemy Magic the turn he's played. So that's what can help making it a free turn or something like that, or things. Now we have 4 PGs. It's a good PG. If you have after playing Garden Circle, pretty much, if you have one of those cards in your hand, you don't have to pay discard, which is really good sometimes. Really good. Now time for triggers. Heart Over Trigger, which is our additional over trigger plus rare, which additional when it's activated is draw a card, choose 1 unit and gets plus 1 critical. All your front units get plus 10k, and if your opponent has more cards or less or equal to 10 of your opponent, you heal 1 card. So it's pretty much a rainbow draw. That's my nickname for this card. Kinda so yeah. Rainbow Trigger. Now we run this. We run Alana, really good crit. It's crit that says a damn belt boosted, put in your soul, choose 1 yours and get 2 cancer. That doesn't really come up, but if we need it, we have it. Also, drop zone calls. So because we don't have many great ones, we may have to call that. Then we run 4 vanilla crit. We're running this one because Zorga themed. Now we run 3 of our this front trigger, which is Rendiers, which Herbal says when you put on Garden Step, if your opponent's Vanguard 3 rare, she gets plus 5k shield. So a 20k shield, which can help at times. So yeah. Then we have for our final trigger, we have 4 of Zorga's this heal, which is the Zorga theme one. So yeah. Now time for our orders. First order, Grief, Despair, Rejection. One of the best orders at the moment. It says pretty much Combat 1. If you're running a Zorga, 3 units, okay, 10k. And you don't have, didn't say, so you can choose any order. You can do just your front row, just your back row, 2 of 1 column, 1 of 1 column. Or there's weird ways you can do distribute the power, which is actually really good. So yeah. Regurgitation from the Underworld, Now Boss 1, Soul Boss 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and one of any player's rear guards. We usually when you use one. Retire it. Then you choose card from your top with the same grade as that card, and call to rear guard. But it's just automatically call 2 instead, which is pretty good. You retire 1, then your opponent usually, and then you call 2, really good. Now this next card is really similar. Whales melt in the sound of rain. Which says if your opponent it's a free order, so you don't have to pay cost for this one. Free order is really good sometimes. You want to use one of their rear guards and retires it. You choose up to 1 card from your drop with the same grade as the unit. Your opponent retired it and calls it to rear guard. So pretty much your opponent chooses one of the rear guard because you don't really care about grade now because you want to get your prison dragons. But pretty much there's a weird outcome. You play this from your hand and it turned off. It's pretty much you retire 2 of your bonding, then you fill your back row. Pretty good. And now we have Nectar Sensation. It's devalued because of Prison Dragon, but I use it for the turns just in case we can't get Prison Dragon. But I'm probably gonna cut it for something when in the next set or something. I don't know. But just choose one of your rear cards that gets 5k for every 5 cards. If you drop it under 15 or more, then it gets extra critical. So pretty good. The timing. It's sad the timing is a little off, but yeah. Now we have Gather Upon Me, Ye Wandering Souls. Has a cost, which the cost for it is discard an order card from your hand, which sometimes that can come up. So, it just says choose when you're running and it gets +1 drive on a turn. So triple drive Zorga, pretty good. Now we run this at 1 over now. Curing Mouse. It causes retire 2 records. Draw a card, put this in your soul, and counter on. Again, the reason we run this is if we have these on the field, with the cost we can retire them but then call them back again, which is actually really powerful. Now we run 2 of these Spiritual Conjuration still with the it's play Soul Blast 1, choose on your card from your drop zone, equal to less than your Vanguard's grade. When drop, call rear guard, and it gets 5k turn. Boom. Simple Spirit Call. Not quite powerful now, but still good. Now we run 1 Bottle Intelligence. +1. This middle 3. Choose up to 1 card for your Vanguard. Call card and drop and call rear guard. Has an additional fighting Vanguards by no one, but we only care about that card. The mill 3. Pretty much, it's to get this guy into the draw faster. And maybe get some origin drop, but mostly it's to get him in drop. That's the main reason we run that. Because getting him in the drop is essential. So yeah. That's my deck profile. Next week, I should have agreed on one. So yeah, because see you guys next time.